Online card breaking is one of the most fun parts of the sports card hobby. And today on Sports Card Investor, we are bringing on some of the biggest and best breakers in the business to talk about what the future of card breaking might look like.
My name is Geoff Wilson. By day, I invest in tech companies, and at night, I invest in sports cards. Join me and my team as we help you profit from the hobby we all love.
Hello, sports card investors, and welcome to a fun conversation today with some names you're going to know, because these are some of the biggest and best breakers in the business. And I love online card breaks. There's no better entertainment than sitting on your couch and watching a big box of cards be broken on a live stream, especially if you've paid in and got a spot in one of those breaks. Not always the best idea from an investment standpoint. I don't recommend it from an investment standpoint, but for fun and for entertainment, I absolutely love it. And today, I love the fact that we're going to be bringing on some of those biggest breakers onto this program for a wonderful conversation. And this episode is brought to you by eBay. eBay is here for the card collectors with a trick for every trade, like advanced tools for price checking with Price Guide Beta within the eBay app and up to 50% faster listing with Image Scan. Learn how collecting just got smarter at ebay.com/trading hub. All right, so one of the major pieces of news that we broke during the virtual holiday a couple of weeks ago was the launch of our brand new app called Hits. Hits is an amazing app, and it is out right now in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. So go search for Hits and download Hits if you haven't already. What Hits is an app that is the biggest hits of all time from the biggest breakers. It's an incredible video compilation of all of the great moments of all time in card breaking history. And every single one of those moments will soon be minted as a one-of-one NFT and sold, bringing an interesting collecting component to the app as well. We're really, really excited about it, and I think you're going to enjoy downloading the Hits app and playing around with it. Go do that right now. As part of the celebration of that, during the virtual holiday, we brought many of the biggest breakers, including those who were involved in the Hits app, onto the program. And I'm going to replay that interview for you now, because if you didn't catch it live, you're going to want to catch it now. It was a really good one. Welcome to some of the biggest breakers in the business. And now I'm going to be joined by the biggest breakers who are part of this Hits app. We're going to talk about the app, but also the breaking business in general, and how it's exploded over the last few years and what the next few years might hold. So let's bring on the best breakers in the business. And we're going to start with Layden Sports Cards, Rich Layden. Let's bring him up here. Rich, welcome to the virtual.
What's up, Geoff? Thanks for having us, buddy. Excited.
Awesome. We are excited to have you. Rich, Layden Sports Cards is one of the biggest and one of the best in the business. I'm sure, Rich, a lot of our viewers have either broken with you before or at least watched some of your big videos, but tell everybody a little more about what you're doing.
We're doing our best to keep up with the demand, and we just expanded into a new 8,000 square foot facility here in just outside of Orlando, Florida. We're so excited to be a part of the new Hits app. We can't wait, and I think it's going to be so much fun for collectors out there.
I agree. The app is coming together awesome. And so you're down in Orlando, and so you've got now a retail store, plus you're breaking sports cards and you're breaking gaming products now too, right?
That's correct. We launched a separate Layton Gaming website, laytongaming.com. We stream live on YouTube and Twitch 5 nights a week, just doing gaming breaks now. We've also introduced Instagram Live personal breaks at night on top of our normal YouTube and Twitch sports breaks that we do 7 days a week.
Awesome. Good stuff. Well, welcome, Rich. And now we're going to go out to the other coast. Let's bring on Jaspys. Let's bring on Nick and Mike. And you guys are in California. Am I right on that?
Yeah.
Hermosa Beach, California.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I love the little logo, which ties that in. That's awesome. So one coast to the other.
But you guys have been obviously extremely successful breakers, crowd favorites for sure. Tell me what you guys have going on out there.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so we have our shop here open Monday through Saturday. We do live breaks from it 7 days a week. We break on Instagram, YouTube, and whatnot. And we're really excited to be on here. Thanks for the invite, Geoff and Sports Card Investor team. And we're really excited to be a part of the new Hits app. Make sure to download it. It's gonna be quite a big app in the breaking industry.
Awesome. Welcome on board. Welcome, Nick and Mike. And let's stay out on the West Coast. Let's bring in Conrad from Mojo Break. What's up, Conrad?
What is going on, everybody? What's going on, Geoff?
Now, I will warn the audience that as you open up the Hits app and you start to scroll through, you're going to hear a lot of that. You're going to hear a lot of booms. There's lots and lots of booms in this app and a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah, and I think that's what I'm most excited about. I think people are going to enjoy going through the app and seeing all the big hits and the reactions. I think it is part of the reactions, that people are going to get a kick out of it. So I'm excited for that, man. I'm excited for people to see the hits over the years and from all of us, really. And it's an exciting part of that.
It's fun. And you've been breaking with Mojo Break for quite some time. Tell everybody about Mojo Break.
Yeah, Mojo Break has been around since 2010, breaking since 2010. I joined Mojo Break around 2016, been a full-time breaker for them pretty much since 2016. And Doug and Dan, obviously, if you guys have ever broken with us, Doug and Dan, they care so much about the hobby. They've been doing it so long, and if not for them, I just they've been helping out with the with the breaking community and the hobby in general so long. So shout out to them. They couldn't be here. They had a prior engagement. So I'm just here trying to represent for them.
Awesome. Representing you are. Very cool. And now let's go to I think America's heartland. Let's bring on Dane from Dynasty Breaks.
Hey, Geoff. How are you?
Good, Dane. And where are you out of, Dane?
We're out of Wichita Falls, Texas. Maybe the only breakers around here. There's a lot of fields and cattle, and then there's us. So we're up by the Oklahoma State
as the heartland.
Yeah.
Awesome, Dane. And I know you guys do a lot of baseball at Dynasty Breaks. Tell everybody a little bit about what you guys do.
We our biggest is actually baseball, football. We're starting to really get into basketball a lot more in the last year or two. We started in 2018. My business partner George isn't here today. George Moody. He and I started this as a hobby. And now we're breaking 5 nights a week. We stream to Facebook Live and YouTube, and we have a trading post on Facebook as well that our customers have built up over the years. So it's a full-time job for us now.
Awesome. And now we're going to go down to Florida. We're going to bring in Allie from Titan Cards in Florida. Welcome, Allie.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Really great to be here.
Absolutely. And you've got maybe the most diversification of the different breakers in that you do sports cards, but you also delve into other types of cards heavily as well. Tell everybody a little more about what you do at Titan.
Yes. Again, my name is Allie from Titan Cards here. The YouTube channel only started last January, so January 2020, and we've grown a lot. I think that's mostly in part to just having lots of different products, not only sports, but a ton of non-sports and gaming products as well. Just about everything we can get our hands on. We love sharing with regular videos, just opening, unboxing, sharing pulls for the shop. And then 1 night a week, do live personal breaks, and then occasionally do streams of lots of case openings for singles, sharing with people, just trying to build the love for the hobby.
Awesome. Well, welcome, Allie. And last but not least, Chris from Top Shelf Breaks. Chris was actually one of the very first breakers that I ever checked out when I got into the hobby. I heard Chris on another podcast and kind of telling about his story getting into breaking. And you're not only a breaker, but now you've got a retail store. Chris, tell everybody about it.
Hi, yes. First, thanks for having me on here. This is pretty cool. I'm excited about the Hits app, and that's pretty much what runs our business here. But I started in the basement in 2014, and over the years, the boxes started piling up, had to get out of the house. So 3 years ago, we got our first location. This is the second location. We're in Elgin, just about 30 minutes outside of downtown Chicago.
Awesome. Yep. So if you're in the Chicago area, Chris's shop is definitely a good one to visit. So awesome, guys. Well, thank you for joining our breaking roundtable First and foremost, obviously we've just introduced the Hits app to the audience. You guys, since we literally just launched it minutes ago, I know you guys don't even necessarily have it on your phones yet. You're going to have to go download it right after this is over. But I know a lot of you guys have been excited about it. I'd love to hear, what excites you about the concept of the Hits app, and why were you guys, on board to really want to participate and bring this to the community of people who break with you. So maybe Rich, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea that we've now added a new aspect of collectability versus just the pull happening and the video being uploaded. It's kind of added a whole new dimension for the people maybe that get the hit, or even the people that might have been in the room when the hit was pulled. I'm really excited for kind of where it could lead to in terms of expanding further on our hobby. I think it's a great idea, and we're super excited to be a part of it. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Well, we're excited as well. Jaspys, Nick, and Mike.
Yeah, I think the NFT space is, whether you believe it or not, it's obviously here. It's really big. There's no denying it. So I think it's exciting for the hobby to kind of embrace it, and I think it's going to be a really popular thing.
I think, as Rich said, it's going to really add a lot of content to our business, where you can go to one app and see all the hits rather than search on YouTube and things like that. So I think it's a much needed, and I can't wait to turn my phone on.
It is, trust me, guys, it is addictive to just scroll through these things endlessly. It's a lot of fun. Conrad, you're going to see yourself in that app a whole bunch of times, yelling "boom" very loudly. What do you think about this whole concept?
I mean, I think in general, obviously, super excited. Not only from you'll be able to chronicle all the biggest hits over the years, right? Because once our break video goes on YouTube in a normal upload, some people may never ever see that video ever again. You know what I mean? So being able to put all of our biggest hits in one place, I'm excited, because even for myself, when I was going through and grabbing all the links and putting this to helping you guys put this together, I was excited again to see all of those hits again. I was like, oh yeah, I remember when I pulled this, and I remember how excited I was. So I hope that excitement, also spills over to people who end up buying these NFTs and buying these videos, and being able to keep them in their own collection, because it was fun to put together the list again. And let me know how you guys like the reactions.
Absolutely. How about you, Dane?
Yeah, just going, like Conrad said, going through the videos, these were a lot of cards I'd forgotten about over the years. They just kind of got lost. I feel like your app is going to bring all these to life again. We have a lot of folks that have gotten these big cards over the years, and I know they would like to have the NFT as well as the physical card. So you're bringing a lot of videos back to life that in honesty just get buried. So it's exciting, and this is the new wave.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. How about you, Allie?
I'm really excited. I'm someone that really enjoys watching reaction videos, because I'm into a lot of stuff that I don't really know people locally that are excited about. So I love being able to see other people enjoying the things that I enjoy. So I'm excited to take a look at everybody else's crazy hits, see how excited they get over it. And sometimes people, I know there's some videos that I pulled that I was predicting the hit to be something completely different, and just bringing humor to it as well as being completely surprised. So very excited to see what these look like. And I think it's a really unique idea. It's something I would have never thought of, to make NFTs of pulls and breakers' reactions to it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And of course, everyone in the app, they can actually comment and favorite different videos and that type of thing. So you're going to get more of that interaction for sure, while the community is able to see your various hits over time and comment. So it should be a lot of fun. And how about Chris? How about from your perspective?
I think it's a great concept. I mean, in the era of scrolling that everyone's used to today, it gives people something in addition to doing what they're normally doing to find all these hits. And I think collectors are going to want their big pools. And like we talked about, they may even want to collect some of their favorite players. It's not always about the super giant $1 million one-of-one card. There's a whole host of other type of hits you can find on there. And I think the collectors would want to own that and share it and show it off. So very excited about this as well.
Good. Awesome, guys. Well, we are honored to have all of you on board and
supplying incredible content to the app. And of course, we're going to continue to grow the app over time, both with adding more of these breakers catalogs and also including some additional breakers over time as well, so that we can get a more and more robust catalog in the app. In fact, our goal is every single day to be adding new videos into the app. And going forward, as new products are released, we want to try to get videos from those new products into the app quickly, so that everybody can see, as big cards are being pulled across the breaking sphere, everybody can see what those pull moments were like. So awesome. Well, I wanted to talk to you guys as well, not just about the app, but just about how breaking has changed and evolved and has really grown over the last couple of years. I feel like, obviously the concept of breaking cards out of a box, it's how everything starts. It's how everything in this hobby starts. It's how really, card collecting and card investing is born, by cards coming out of a box. And the fact that that has become so accessible and so exciting, and with such a community feel around it, I think is one of the reasons why the sports card hobby has grown as much as it has in the last couple of years, because people have been exposed to these breaks. And it's obviously so much, the fact that you can participate in the breaks that way today, is something that didn't exist 20 or 30 or 40 years ago, when, a lot of us were doing this as kids. So I'm just curious to hear, as people have been in the business for a bit, what has this last few years been like? And maybe we'll go in reverse order this time. Chris, we'll start with you.
Well, I think we've seen over the last few years, it's pretty clear and obvious, there's been a large influx of the sheer numbers of people that are doing breaks. Even prior to the pandemic, I think we were firing on all cylinders, so to speak, and everyone was doing well. So there's just been a sheer number of breakers entered into the breaking industry. And then that in turn turns into consuming more product a lot faster. And then there becomes more demand and the prices go up. So I think it's flourishing. I think it's just as good as it was years ago. And it just keeps getting bigger and better and more mainstream at this time.
Allie, how have you seen things evolve?
It's been a lot of people stretching out into not just sports, but a lot of non-sports products. Here at Titan, when we first started the channel last January, it was just my boss and I. We enjoy opening up a lot of product, checking things out ourselves. I enjoy watching other people open boxes. So we figured we'd start off with that, doing a lot of just product previews and sharing with people. And then, of course, with the pandemic, we were closed. We figured people can't buy stuff locally. We're completely closed. May as well offer online to open boxes for people. And that's really how we got started. So it's a lot of just, for me, all of this is very new. I had to actually look it up. Our first break that we did here at Titan was only last April. So unfortunately, I don't really have too much input to how breaking has evolved. But it's definitely very fun to see the community grow and people really spreading out more than just the big three of baseball, basketball, football.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the cool things about it, is since you can participate in these breaks online from anywhere, you can also find the breakers who are specializing in the types of products you want to open. And it may not always be those mainstream sports products. And it's neat to be able to see that. Dane, how have you seen things evolve?
Yeah, it's kind of a perfect storm. I think everyone that collected in the 80s and 90s, like myself, I'm getting old, they're coming back. They've got jobs. They have kids now. They want to get their kids involved. So it was already heating up. And now with people staying home and people wanting something to do from home, to have things delivered to them. So breaking is like the DoorDash of cards, right? All these type of concepts are taking off, and it gives a lot of access to people that don't have a card shop in their area. I'm over 3 hours away from the nearest card shop. So, there's just a ton of people in my area that they're never going to go to a hobby store. So breaking is it. And especially the higher end products like NT, Flawless, Transcendent, it's a little more cost effective to get in. So just all these things have fueled the fire over the last 2 years.
Absolutely. Conrad, I'm curious, have you seen a change, through the pandemic from your perspective? Is how much has the pandemic fueled this, or how much fire was there even prior to the pandemic with people participating in your breaks?
I mean, kind of just going off what everybody said as well already. It was hot before the pandemic, and it's gotten hotter since the pandemic. And I'll say in general, like one of the biggest things I've noticed, obviously not just the growth and so many new people in the hobby and in breaking in general, I think just breaking as long as we have and breaking as long as I have, I've noticed that things that we once thought were the staple or what was in the hobby is constantly evolving and changing. So it's having to readjust and, like learn about things that you might not normally learn about on a daily basis to kind of evolve with the hobby, right? So that's probably what I've noticed the most, is that what I thought was, the best product or the best card to collect is not the same as it is now. So with all the new people, it brings in a lot of new ideas, a lot of new things that people like. So that's what I've noticed in the last 18
One of the
months.
cool things about it, it's dynamic, ever changing, right? Of course, there's also a lot to learn with that as well, but it keeps you on your toes, and it's fun to watch how it all develops. Nick and Mike, you guys obviously have a retail store out there. Was your retail store open prior to the pandemic?
Yeah, just like a few months before. We had just opened our new store.
So did breaking kind of keep you guys, growing and evolving through that time when obviously I'm sure you guys went through a period of time where your retail store, wasn't able to have any or many customers?
Yeah, I mean, we did curbside pickup. How many were we getting a day? Like ton of people coming, picking up their breaks from the night before. So I think the biggest change has been definitely, new customers who haven't, collected cards since they were kids. The new sports we're breaking, I would have never thought we'd be breaking, F1 or UFC, even the amount of soccer we do. So I think that's been one huge change.
Yeah.
I think the biggest change that I've seen is the investment in technology. When we started, you had Breakers TV 8 years ago, and there were people doing it on a few other Twitch and things like that. But Breakers TV was it, and it was a very arcane type app. I mean, it just didn't have good production value. Now there's YouTube and Facebook Live, and you have a host of different. You have the apps, the new apps coming out, apps like Whatnot, and just a lot of investment from outside the natural hobby that has come in the last 18 months. I mean, you can see the change. They're buying card companies. They're buying grading companies. There's a lot of action going on.
There is definitely a lot of action going on. And I know, Rich, you're one of the original breakers. You're one of the OGs. So you've kind of seen this the whole way through. Did you ever think breaking, when you started, would kind of get to where it is today?
No. No. Nowhere close to where we are now. And I mean, one of the biggest things over the last, like everybody else was mentioning before, I think the demand for growth in alternative brands, that F1 push has been insane. UFC, soccer, and then obviously, like we spoke about in the beginning of the segment, with gaming. That was an avenue that we really had no intention to explore, but the demand from our customers literally forced us to open and create a new website, a whole second live feed, the hiring of more shippers, more people that were familiar with gaming and training people differently. Ever since basically just pre-COVID, that really all kind of fell into our laps. But it's been wonderful, and it's been a great learning experience.
It's been awesome to see the growth. All right, I'm going to throw this question out just to kind of the group as a whole, anyone who wants to jump in and answer. While breaking has exploded in popularity and obviously your businesses have all grown, I'm sure it's also not without some of its challenges. I've often heard that, breakers feel like they can never quite get enough product or, things of that nature. What are the challenges that the breaking community is facing right now, and how might those challenges maybe be overcome in the future?
For me personally, handling the growth has been our number one challenge recently. We've been doing this a really long time. We're breaking for 10 years. We've been shop owners for 9 years. So the growth and the challenge of handling said growth at the correct rate has been our biggest challenge recently. making sure that we have the right amount of shippers, making sure we have the right amount of employees in order to dedicate our time to meet those demands properly, rather than just adding on a bunch of breaks or a bunch of shifts. We've been trying our best to kind of stay ahead of the curve and be able to handle more demand as it comes.
For us here at Titan, the issue with getting enough product is taken to the extreme. Even though our physical shop is very small, of course, we still want local customers to be able to come in, grab boxes and whatnot. Case breaks, of course, are very popular, but just this past week across 4 distributors, we got 2 boxes of Contenders Optic Basketball, 2 boxes of XR Football. So it's hard. Does one box go to the store? One box goes to the website for breaks. It's very difficult to meet that demand. A lot of people ask why we don't have certain products, and unfortunately, it's just unable to get it or unable to be able to fairly price to our customers based off the prices that are available for us to acquire that product at. And then just being able to keep up with the amount of people that want breaks. Here at Titan, I do all the videos, I pack everything, I open everything, all the streams, all the recordings. It's all just me. It's like a one-man operation here, and I like it. I like being able to interact and know people personally with their polls and remember what people enjoy. But it is just difficult finding the time to keep up with everything alongside those product issues.
I can second that. I know for every year around this time of the year, I start thinking about what's in store for 2022, and I have to find more quality, trusted help around here to help expand the breaks, to be on the air more, to do more fun things and promotions. And it does get difficult finding the right people. I'm sure we can all agree with that. We've all had stories over the years of things that have gone really horribly bad. We're all very controlling of our brands and how they're perceived. So you got to find the right people. And that's one of my goals, is to help expand this even farther so I can focus on other things, finding the right people and continuing to grow the brand. And that's proving it's not as easy. And Rich has always said that from day one when I met him, is you got to have the right people, because it's a very sensitive business of breaking right now. It's a lot of dollars at stake and a lot of reputations and your brand, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, we're streaming 7 days a week on 3 platforms. So, and when you do that every day, there's more and more and more cards. And like everyone's saying, you have to have people to sort, ship those cards. And that's our biggest challenge is keeping people. It's a very monotonous job, sorting and shipping cards all day long. So it's a real tough job, and it is hard to get people to really do that well. And once they learn that, and once they get that feel, then all of our breakers started out as sorters. So it's a great way to start out, but it's a challenge for us to keep that going.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge has been getting all these new influx of customers, that haven't collected, like I said before, since the 80s or 90s. What's a pick your team? What's a random team? When does my break happen? So, getting, info and, trying to teach all these newcomers to the hobby, what the industry is nowadays. That's been a big challenge for us.
I'll speak to that too. We get a lot of folks that they'll watch us for 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm sure you guys all get this as well. And then they'll start chatting, and they start to understand a little bit. Our biggest thing we've done recently to help us answer kind of the same questions over and over was create some tutorial videos. And so we've put those on our site and send those out to people. And that's really helped people kind of understand what we're doing and kind of get over the hurdle. It's pretty confusing at first, I think, for a lot of the newcomers.
Breaking it's a complicated business. My son, my 10-year-old son, declared to me a couple months ago that he wanted to become a card breaker, and that he wanted to, now at like 10 years old, wanted to start his own breaking thing on, YouTube or Twitch or whatnot. And I said 2 things to him. I said, first of all, 100% encourage you to do it, because it's a great way to, cut your teeth with entrepreneurship. But then I also said to him, you got to understand that the breaking business, it looks fun being in front of the camera and opening some cards and pulling a big hit, but the degree of operations that go on behind the scenes for you guys to deal with the customers on the front end with the orders and the complexities of understanding what they're buying, like Dane said, but then especially on the back end, you know, dealing with all the sorting and the shipping. And I can only imagine what that is like. And I actually kind of talked my son out of it when I was like, you know, for every minute you're on camera, you're probably going to be, you know, 15 minutes behind the scenes, like dealing with all of this other stuff. And it didn't quite seem as fun to him anymore. But I respect you guys, because you guys have built up incredible operations. You know, the operational side to support all of this is got to be super strong. All right, let me get you out of here on this. I want to ask each of you, what is your favorite card that you have ever pulled? Let's start with you, Rich.
Thanks for starting with Rich. I can.
Come on, man.
We all know what that card is.
So I mean, I didn't even get to pull the card. The best part for me was actually receiving the phone call while they were on the air when the Luka Doncic Logo Man RPA was pulled. You can actually hear like it. So I was watching the feed and I got the phone call at the same time. I was at home. And Brad called me on the phone and actually said, you have to get on the live feed right now. Like, so I drop everything I do. I'm assuming something is like, you know, something is wrong with the feed or something, because I knew a big card had just gotten pulled and everything else. So, yeah, the Luka logo, man. I mean, it changed so much for us in terms of, man, viewership went up after that. Customer count went up after that. Just the eyeballs on the entire breaking community went up after that. You know, I so many different people reached out to us about the card or about the moment. We actually did news interviews about it. That was just such a cool moment. And, you know, hopefully somebody is lucky enough to own the NFT of that moment happening on the Hits app.
There you go. That will be available for sale in the future. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Just to re kind of kindle that moment and that pull, it's going to be so special. We're really excited for that.
Awesome. Nick and Mike, how about you guys?
Mine was a few years ago. It was 2018 Topps Allen Ginter. My dad had a card in the set. He had an autograph card in the set. Maybe, how many did you sign? 10?
10
cards in Allen Ginter. Who knows how many cases they make. The first case, the second box that I opened, I pulled the Mike Jasperson autograph.
That's awesome.
So that's so cool. It was like,
and it's live too, which makes it even more special.
Yeah. So we have that
very
moment.
Cool. Very cool.
Now I think we have to put that as an NFT too.
I think
maybe
we'll have to get that one for sure. We got to drop that in the Hits app. Awesome. Conrad, you pulled some incredible cards. I imagine it's hard for you to pick. What's your top?
First of all, I want to say I'm super jealous that Jaspy got a card in Allen Ginter. That's one of my bucket list items, and I don't think I'm going to get a chance because there's only, we got like 2 years left on that. I would say, and people who have been breaking with me and following me for a long time will know this is my answer. Literally my favorite card is not the biggest card that I've ever pulled, but I'm a huge fan of Revolution basketball. I have been since the product first came out in 15-16. I was big at pushing that product back in 2015 because people back then were more a hit based. So when Panini came out with Revolution in 2015, people were like, I don't want this product. There's like 2 autographs in the whole case. I'm like, bro, listen to me. This is a beautiful product, and the Galactics were like so special to look at. I felt like they were like one of the most beautiful parallels I've ever seen. So anyways, fast forward, I've never put any big rookie from any year of Revolution. Let me say that first. Up until 2018, I never put a big Galactic, of a rookie from any year. 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18. I didn't pull none of the big rookies. Finally, I think it was like around April of 2018, I finally pulled a Galactic Luka Doncic rookie card. And that being the first big rookie that I pulled out of Galactic Parallel, that was a special one for me. And anybody who was watching that night will remember, like, I went crazy for that card. And I think it might be on the NFT app, actually. So.
It is. It's in the Hits app. You can watch it right now.
Yep.
That's
so
awesome.
you know what I'm talking about, Jeff. That moment was special for me because, like I said, like I always wanted to pull a big rookie for somebody, right? And I was never able to do it previous years, even though I love Revolution with all my heart. So it was great being able to pull that finally.
Awesome. Dane, how about you?
The coolest card, again, I don't know if it's the most valuable card, and I guess it was 2019 Flawless Baseball. We opened a briefcase, and it wasn't even one of the encased hits. It was at the bottom of the little cardboard box. I lifted it up, and there's a shoeless Joe Jackson bat barrel with his name carved into it, and it was just a great card. One of our customers, longtime customers, got it and freaked out. He actually he missed the break and watched it later and probably passed out. But that was the coolest card we've ever had. Just a piece of history. I love stuff like that. So.
That's an awesome one. Awesome. How about you, Allie?
It's really hard. I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, oh, there's so many moments that I could think of that I loved. But I like to do a lot of cosplay breaks, like to dress up to match the product. If I'm opening Star Wars, at least try to put on some Star Wars themed items. And one time last winter, we were opening up 2020 Star Wars Masterwork from Topps, and I was wearing a Harrison Ford Han Solo jacket, and that's when we found the Harrison Ford silver frame autograph number 5. And I remember just switching out from the card view to the full view and just being like, it's the jacket. And that's become like, just anytime we open Star Wars, some people in chat will type it's the jacket. It's become one of the more iconic moments of the channel, I feel. So that's just great all around. It just happened to match. I just found that super neat. Really great card, and the person who got it was super excited to have it. So that's
awesome.
One of my favorite moments on the channel.
And Chris, how about you?
Well, I mean, I have trouble remembering my wallet, keys, and phone half the time, but I'll think back to when we first started. I really do. It was maybe 2015 or so, and we were opening up High Tech Baseball, and that was the first time I got to see, a Mike Trout autograph. It was a pink 1/1 auto. And when you're first starting out in the business and you pull a Mike Trout auto, which you hardly do anymore anyway, I do definitely remember that one standing out. And I don't know, last year or so, I had a guy going crazy with personal boxes of Optic Contenders late night, 1 o'clock in the morning. And we pulled the gold Justin Herbert autograph, rookie card out of the last box. And it was 1 o'clock in the morning. It was late. And he just went through basically the whole case and finally hit that. So that is on the Hits app as well. I definitely remember that one, and a host of other things. I'm sure we all have so many cards, but it's not always a super monster. It's just a memorable moment. And again, that's what the Hits app is going to be for, to relive those times.
Absolutely. Awesome, guys. Well, hey, it has been an honor to have you all on. Some of the absolute best breakers in the sports card hobby, some of the most important people in the sports card hobby, because you give us the entertainment that continues to draw us in. So thank you all for joining. Appreciate it, and happy holidays to all of you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that conversation with those breakers, and go download the Hits app now. Search for Hits in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can get a direct link to the app by going to hitstheapp.com on your phone. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button and that little bell icon so we can bring you more content like this. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great day.